Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge pendant called the Autumn. This is part of Hubbardton Forge's Seasons collection, so you can have a spring, summer, winter, and autumn. Check them all out because they're all quite wonderful. This is the 1397.56. We have a lot of details to get into, so let's jump in. So let's talk about the fixture decoration and the size of the fixture body itself, and that's really going to be the all of those beautiful hand forged leaves that are welded together. And what they really are doing is making a big piece of sculpture that's going to be illuminated by a rectangular frame containing LEDs pushing light in at it from different angles. So when we talk about that sculpture itself, the body of the fixture, right, that is going to be 26.6 inches high. It's going to be 53 inches wide, and that actually is going to be the frame itself, so the widest point to widest point. And the same deal is going to be for the 15.8 inch depth, so that's actually going to be the frame holding the LEDs. The height of it is really going to be the decorative part, so just it encompasses a lot of different pieces, so just remember that. When we get into the overall height, now we're really talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture, which is really going to be the bottom of those decorative elements, all those forged leaves, to the ceiling itself. And you're going to see some pull-down menus up here, finish, and you're also going to see a choose your length. And Hubbardton Forge has a telescoping rod system that they have a patent on in the lighting industry. This smaller rod telescopes into the bigger rod. Where they come together is called a clutch. And during your installation, you're going to be able to bring this up and down to get it where you want it to be, off your table or a counter or wherever. Some people are going to be using this in foyers. It's happened quite a bit. It's great for that. I love it, especially because you're looking up at it. It's going to just look like this big, beautiful piece of sculpture. Anyway, so during installation, you're going to be able to bring it up and down. When you get it where you want it to be, you're going to be locking it with a little set screw. You can't even just barely see it. And you're going to be locking it with this little tiny wrench that's going to come with it. It's going to lock it into place so it doesn't go up and down anymore. So you'll notice that on that pull-down menu, you have ranges. Remember, telescoping is going to give you ranges, right? So you've got, and remember, this is from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling now. Short is 37.4 to 43.8. Standard, middle one is 42.9 to 54.9. Long is 53.2 to 75. If you guys need this to be shorter than the short, so you need this to come down shorter from the ceiling than 37.4 or longer than 75, what you do is you just drop me an email, sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. There's a contact button at the top of your screen on our website. You're going to say you're looking at the 1397.56 and you need it to be X. So you're going to say, I need it to be this long from the ceiling to the bottom. And it's got to be a solid number, so like 154, something like that. Or shorter than the short. So it's got to be, like I said, a solid number. I'm going to take your email. It's going to go through Hubbardton Forge's customs department, where they're going to look at it with some engineers and then come back to us with a quote, time and money, little extra there, but it's something we can do. Do it all the time. Okay? So a couple things. Beyond that, it's a slope ceiling in one direction, 45 degrees. So there's a knuckle. These two stems that are holding the decoration are going to go up to a canopy, and that canopy is going to, at the top, have this little knuckle right here that allows that to bend. See how that bends like that? So now it can go on a slope ceiling in one direction only, because you can have two of these and one can't be longer than the other, so it can't march up the slope. It has to go along the slope like that. It dictates how this is going to hang in the room on a slope. If you have doubts about all of that, just call me and I can walk you through it, or drop you a quick email. We have diagrams to show you how that all works. If you have a flat ceiling, it's no big deal. Canopy up in the ceiling, 54 inches long by 13.62 inches. That canopy has a couple things up there. So it has a driver and a transformer, because this is a low voltage LED. Those cables that are coming down holding that frame with the LEDs, low voltage. And on top of that, those are also structural. So those are going into what are called grippers. And if you zero in on the gripper part of this in the canopy, you're going to be feeding these cables into this little gripper that can accept it, and you can actually back them back out again. You got to press it in with your thumbnail. But anyway, so what happens is you're going to get these into there, and you're going to snip these at the end. That said, you want to be there during the installation of this. Don't just tell your installer how high above the table you want it to be. You want to be there to get it exactly where you want it to be. Everybody involved in seeing this thing, because once you get it in place and they start cutting these little cables, it's kind of hard to move it up and down after that, obviously. So moving on from there, why don't we talk about 76 pounds. So this is, in addition to going in a junction box, you're going to see some details on our website on the installations instructions of how this is going to go on your ceiling. How we do that, if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on this side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. So that's going to show you a plethora of information. It's going to show you how this goes together, how those cables go up into the gripper, super easy. It's going to show you how it all goes onto your ceiling, which is really important. So anything over 25 pounds, we have to recommend that you attach it to something other than just the junction box. So that's something you want to talk to your installer about. This also ships on a pallet via truck. It's a non-returnable fixture, so it's really important to ask me lots of questions and get everything taken care of well in advance of getting this, okay? So after that, why don't we talk about the lumens and how this is illuminated. So I talked a minute ago about how there's a frame that's holding dedicated LEDs. Those LEDs are pushing light in, right? And you've got 48 watts, that's even better. 48 watts of LED, which is going to be 1,560 lumens, 1,560 lumens of light. It is a dimmable fixture. Put it on a dimmer that's set up for LEDs. So what's going to happen is light is going to be leaving those LEDs, and it's just going to bathe this thing up and down. All of that beautiful sculpture in the middle. It's going to put light up. It's going to put task lighting down, like the lighting that's coming down in my hands, and it's just awesome that way. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.